did she react when she discovered her makeup was stolen?
Oh, she blamed me right away.
Come to think of it, I'm the one that should be reporting a beauty crime. Nobody else can steal my beauty DNA. They can try, but they cannot deny.
So Charlotte Tilbury kind of shaded e.l.f. and I feel like this little call out has stayed a little bit more under the radar than I might have expected, but I'm gonna fill you in today. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how much e.l.f. is killing it. Like, I know we know they're doing well, but like, they're doing well. And we will talk about all of the above while we get ready together in an all new makeup musings. So I started a playlist for this Makeup Musings series, which I can leave linked down below. This is now the fourth official video in the series. The last one was about nostalgia bait. I'll have the full playlist linked, but starting off with the Fenty Eavesdrop in the shade 3. Now let me set the scene a little bit, okay? January 9th on YouTube, e.l.f. launched, or not launched, but they shared a movie that they created, a very short film. It is called Cosmetic Criminals. It is about 15 minutes long. I will leave it linked down below. And let me start off by saying the production quality, the writing, everything was so well done. Like, I was shocked to see this come from a makeup brand. I don't even feel like this got as much buzz as I might have expected. Like, e.l.f. did a great job with this little short film. It currently has over 5 million views. I mean, it's doing well, obviously, but I just haven't heard as many people talking about it as I kind of expected based on how well they did with it. But if you have not seen this short film, the concept is that someone has stolen the makeup and then it's like this crime mystery and they have to figure out who stole the makeup. So I recommend watching it. I think it was cute. It's linked down below. It is very much like a 15-minute full-length commercial for e.l.f. They are like shouting out e.l.f. products. They're like, oh, but it's so affordable. But somehow they do it in a way that is not cringy, but still entertaining. Like, I thought it was really well done. So they put that little short film out on January 9th. And for context, we know e.l.f. has duped a lot of brands. They're really leaning into the duping strategy, which I want to talk about big time later on in the video, and we will get there. But like, just for context, we know e.l.f. has been duping everyone, and a brand they're really well known for duping is Charlotte Tilbury, okay? And maybe their most prominent dupe is the Halo Glow Liquid Filter, which is a dupe for the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. And the Halo Glow was actually e.l.f.'s best-selling product of 2023. So like, they're doing numbers with that dupe. And I've kind of heard rumblings for a while, like, I wonder if these brands are like salty that e.l.f. is duping everyone, everything. And maybe they are, because a couple of weeks after the e.l.f. Cosmetic Criminals movie came out, Charlotte Tilbury launched this like cosmetic criminal campaign, seemingly in response to it. Okay, wait, before I do concealer, I'm gonna do my cream products first. We'll do cream bronzer and blush. So for my bronzer, I'm using the Milani Cheat Kiss, and then for my blush, I'm using Kackie's latest collab with Finding Ferdinand. This is the shade Sunrise. I like to take the Milani bronzer actually on a dry sponge. So a couple of weeks ago, Charlotte Tilbury sent out PR for their Hollywood beauty icon lipsticks. They sent out this gigantic PR box, like life size. Like, when I was seeing these creators unbox it, it was almost as tall as they were. It was ginormous.
In my life have I received a PR package this gigantic. This is the size of me. This is the most insane thing I've ever gotten in PR.
And it has little slots for each individual shade of lipstick. And a lot of these creators are unboxing it on live or on a video, and they go to pop open the lipstick and they're like, wait, where is it? It's empty. They go to the next one. Oh, it's empty too. And we find out every single lipstick in the PR package is missing. Now, if I'm being honest, I kind of think the creators were in on this, but what ends up happening, we're getting a bunch of these videos of creators saying, oh, my Charlotte Tilbury PR package came with no lipstick in it. Everybody starts talking about it, and then Charlotte Tilbury starts releasing videos on their own account, like, oh, what's going on? Who stole the lipstick? Where are the lipsticks at?
Look, I was just doing my job.
It wasn't us. We were running errands all evening.
Okay, so here's the tea.
I was in the office last Saturday, but I swear it wasn't me.
Now again, I've heard people say that they thought it was kind of a mistake and then this was like a little cover up Charlotte Tilbury's team tried to do to make up for the fact that the lipsticks were not included, but I genuinely do not think that was the case. I think this was a very intentional campaign, and what really sells me on the fact that I think it was intentional is I actually don't think many of these creators would have shown the empty boxes if it was a genuine mistake. I think the team kind of tipped them off like, oh, we're running this campaign. I could be wrong. I did not receive the package. I don't know. So I could be wrong. But that is my guess, because I think that would just be a bad look to come on camera and be like, oh, I didn't get my PR and my package. Like, no, I think they were in on it. Now, I don't know about any other creators. I haven't seen anything, but I do know that Michaela posted a video somewhat recently updating us on this situation, and she said that she genuinely did not know beforehand that this was kind of a planned campaign. But again, for me, I really would have assumed that people were kind of in on this from the start, but according to her video, they were not. So this goes on for the course of multiple days. The Charlotte Tilbury team keeps putting out new videos, like releasing clues. They're asking people in the office, like, who did this? Where are the lipsticks? And then we get to like the final day, they release the video of Charlotte Tilbury saying like, oh, darlings, I stole the lipsticks. And the first time I watched this, I was kind of just like, oh, cringe, what a funny little campaign that was. And the comments were pretty mixed. Some people thought it was funny. Some people thought it was tacky. Some people were like, this was genius. Some people were like, you need to fire your whole marketing team. But I think it was a pretty intentional call out of e.l.f. because e.l.f. had previously launched their Cosmetic Criminals video, and the quote Charlotte Tilbury is shown saying in that little Instagram video is, I should be the one reporting a cosmetic crime. And if you'll notice, when she says that, she's holding up evidence bags, and in one of them is the Hollywood Flawless Filter Primer that e.l.f. duped. And in the other one, it's the contour blush highlighter ones that e.l.f. also duped. Now, let's be real. It is not just e.l.f. Everyone is duping everyone, but I feel like they are the most well-known dupe culprit of the moment. And that's actually quite intentional. I was watching an interview with e.l.f. CEO that they did with Yahoo Finance. And he essentially said that duping other brands is like e.l.f.'s main strategy right now. He is quoted as saying, we introduced our Poreless Putty Primer a few years ago, and we had inspiration from a prestige item. We've looked at that prestige item, it's continued to grow, so prestige is continuing to do well, but we sell 9 times the number because we give access to millions of consumers. And the crux of the interview there was that e.l.f. is doing well because they're duping everyone else and selling their products for a fraction of the price, have a much lower barrier to entry, and consequently have a much larger audience that can purchase from e.l.f. that maybe could not afford Tatcha or Charlotte Tilbury or Benefit or any of the other many brands that e.l.f. has duped. And something that I find fascinating watching the rise of e.l.f. dupes is that a couple years back in the beauty space, it was really looked down upon to be kind of directly duping brands, making identical products that have very similar packaging, similar names. Like, it was kind of seen as tacky. Like, there were brands that we associated with like dupe-only brands, and they were mostly looked down upon in this space. And it's interesting to watch e.l.f. do it so successfully with very little pushback. Okay, that was the Tower 28 concealer. I wear the shade DTLA. I will say I try to always include my shade in the description box, so if you're ever wondering what I'm wearing, that is always down below. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of my Sigma powder now. I have this in the shade Vanilla Bean. The duping from e.l.f. is not like brand new. They have duped brands for a while now. I distinctly remember their primers that were supposed to kind of rival these super popular Smashbox primers, but it has been more so in recent years that duping is really a large part of e.l.f.'s identity, and it's actually kind of saved the brand. So up until around 2019, 2020, e.l.f. was really struggling. They were on a pretty downward trajectory. I was reading a case study from BOF. I can leave a link down below. It is behind a paywall, but I did find it to be like super fascinating. But they were looking into e.l.f. and their sales and their marketing and the approach and the big shift that they made around 2019, 2020, how they went from essentially like headed towards failure to being one of the most successful and fastest growing brands in this space. And again, according to their CEO himself, the dupes are the main part of their strategy there. In that Yahoo Finance interview, he was saying they just delivered their 19th consecutive quarter of net sales growth. 19 consecutive quarters, you guys. And even beyond their dupe focus, e.l.f. has really leaned into experimental marketing in a way that we've seen very few brands in this space do. The case study that I was referencing cited a TikTok campaign they did in 2019 when they released that song, Eyes, Lip, Face, Eyes, Lips, Face. Do you guys remember that? Eyes, Lips, Face is what e.l.f. stands for. And they had this song that went so viral. It was just like, let me see the lips. I'm not gonna sing it, I don't sing. But I'm sure if you heard the song, it would unlock some memories. You're like, I know that song. This was 2019, before TikTok really exploded into the mammoth that we know it as today. And few brands were including TikTok in their marketing strategy, but e.l.f. was definitely an early adopter and created this song that generated 5 million user-generated videos with 10 billion total views. The Washington Post writes, the brand has been mastering disruptive marketing, noting its advertising campaigns with Jennifer Coolidge, product partnerships with brands like Chipotle, Dunkin', and American Eagle that create buzz, boost engagement, and brand awareness. And the Jennifer Coolidge ad, if you're not familiar, was their Super Bowl ad that they ran in 2023. It was for their Power Grip Primer, and if you remember, Jennifer Coolidge was like getting everything stuck to her face. I thought it was a really cute ad, but they're running another Super Bowl ad this year for the 2024 Super Bowl this weekend. And I will tell you right now, I'm not a sports person, but I'm excited to watch Usher. And I'm also really excited to see the e.l.f. ad. So to give you a little sneak peek, they actually launched a teaser to their Super Bowl ad. Like, how over the top. We get a teaser to the ad that they're gonna run during the Super Bowl. But the featured product is going to be the Halo Glow, which was their best-selling product of last year, which is a Charlotte Tilbury dupe. And the commercial, which was directed by Zach Woods, who was Gabe on The Office, if you ever watched The Office. The teaser showcases a ton of big-name celebrities, and they're all getting this paper like, oh, you've been served for, well, basically jury duty, but they're calling it jury beauty. And I am really curious to find out if this is tied in at all with the Cosmetics Criminals, little short film that they released earlier this year. It seems like it might be, that was a crime-related film. This is also like a crime-related thing, kind of like. Well, we got another teaser for the Super Bowl ad, so I wanted to pop this in here. This was posted by e.l.f. after I filmed the video, but the scene is set as if we're in a courtroom. We've got Judge Judy there, and she's saying things like, you're telling me you need to spend $92 on foundation. Again, a lot of these are like clearly direct digs at a lot of the prestige brands that e.l.f. has duped. And they're also quoted as saying, pricey makeup is a scam. And then at the end, Judge Judy says, you are guilty of reckless spending and I sentence you to $14 glowy skin and hands and e.l.f. Halo Glow. So very interested to see the final product in the Super Bowl this weekend, but I wanted to share that little update after it got posted on e.l.f.'s Instagram. I am very intrigued to see what this commercial is going to look like. And that Super Bowl ad placement alone, I think, really signifies how well e.l.f. is doing, considering that The average price for a 30-second ad this year is $7 million. And I mean, that's before we're even considering the fees for the celebrities, the production, like all of that. So interested to see this. But also, NYX is going to be airing an ad during the Super Bowl as well. And their ad has Cardi B in it. So even though I'm not super into football, I will be tuning in to see these makeup commercials. By the way, I was just using, ironically, a Charlotte Tilbury product. This is their Eyes to Mezmorize in Oyster Pearl. Also, ironically, I haven't used any e.l.f. yet, but I will when we get to mascara. Do not worry. I do have probably my current favorite e.l.f. product in this video. If you know me, you know what it is. But I mean, while we're talking commercials and product placement, hello, they had like a huge role in the new Mean Girls movie, which I have not seen yet. But I say yet, I don't know if I'm gonna see it. If I'm being honest, I've heard, I don't think that many people really liked it. And I know, okay, we're getting off topic here, but I know it was kind of supposed to be based on Mean Girls, the musical, which I did see when it was on Broadway a few years ago. I did not like it. And I'm a huge like Broadway person. I love a musical, but that one I did not enjoy. So let me know if you think I should go see the new Mean Girls movie. But e.l.f. had apparently a ton of product placement in it. People didn't seem to like the like obvious e.l.f. product placement in it, though again, I did not see it, so I can't speak to that. But e.l.f. has definitely been making their rounds with their advertising. I'm gonna do a little bit of eyeliner. I'm just gonna take, once again, obviously, can I do a video without this? Probably not. The Natasha Nona My Mini Dream, I'm not even really using it. I just needed a dark brown, and this was the one I had in front of me. So I'm gonna make a little baby wing out of this. And you know, at this rate, e.l.f. could really be the next big beauty conglomerate, you know, the next L'Oreal, the next Estee Lauder, and they kind of are like on track already. They have a lot of brands that they own. I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but Keys Soul Care, Well People, Naturium are all under e.l.f.'s umbrella. Wait, I love this eye look. It's so simple because I quite literally just have one eyeshadow on plus some eyeliner, but I feel like it looks more intricate than it is. We'll go in with my favorite e.l.f. product of the moment now. This is their Lash Extender Mascara. I have mine in the shade brown. And of course, this is also intended to be a dupe. This is supposed to be similar to the Thrive Mascara, which I haven't actually tried, but I do know that I love this one. Like, look at how nice it makes your lashes look. I feel like it also holds the curl quite well. And e.l.f. says they get a lot of their inspiration from their customers and what they're asking for. And that case study that I referenced earlier noted that e.l.f. has a pretty quick turnaround time on products. They say they can do it in up to 26 weeks, but oftentimes less than that. But it also makes sense. They're not necessarily coming up with a brand new concept from scratch. They're finding something that is already really popular in the market and creating their own dupe or alternative or version of it. Let's stick with the e.l.f. theme for lip liner. This is one of their newest launches. This is only $2. This is their Cream Glide lip liner in the shade Truth or Bear. And it's been just so fascinating to watch the evolution of e.l.f. because growing up, e.l.f. started in 2004, but in the beginning, they were a $1 brand. Everything from e.l.f. was $1. And then they started offering their $3 line, which if anything was also kind of dupey in its own sense. It was very NARS inspired with the packaging and the offerings. And I mean, let's be real, drugstore brands have always had like dupes in some sense, but e.l.f. has gotten quite bold with it. So much so to the point that now we're seeing brands like Charlotte Tilbury call them out for it. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the new Summer Fridays lip oil. I've shared in a few videos that I like these. I don't love them, but this shade is called Blush Dreams. And I don't think Charlotte Tilbury was really trying to be that shady. I really don't think it was that deep. I think it was just supposed to be a funny little moment. But I do understand it, especially when you consider that e.l.f.'s most popular product of last year and the upcoming focus of their $7 million Super Bowl commercial is the Halo Glow that is a direct copy of the Charlotte Tilbury staple product, Hollywood Flawless Filter. I can see why the brand might be a little bit upset by it. And while I didn't find the ad to be like so cringy or tacky, I did find it super wasteful considering that these boxes were probably shipped inside of at least one additional box, and that is a massive amount of packaging to have nothing inside of it. Because typically PR comes 2 to 3 boxes deep. You have the giant lipstick, which came in an exterior box, but that exterior box is definitely not what was shipped in the mail. It was likely in a regular brown shipping box on top of that. And then considering the fact that they later on sent out an additional PR package with the lipsticks that they didn't send around the first time, I just don't think that was a great look. I'm interested to hear your thoughts down below. I will leave my full Makeup Musings playlist if you want to watch anything else in this series, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye.